It's your girl Shells.
And it's Rack to the Real, and we're back with another episode of Mama Drama Pod featuring IyshLove, okay? If you watched part 1, we hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't, go and run that before you watch this, please. We're still laughing from what she was saying. We're laughing what she was saying. All right. So, recap, episode part 1, we were talking about
co-parenting,
leaving a very, very abusive relationship, the dynamic when your baby father's moved on with someone else as well, why men cheat when women have just had a child, and girl codes. So part 2.
It's gonna be a bit of everything, a mix and a mash, because we still got some stuff to talk about online that we've seen. So we're gonna get straight back into it.
She's about to tell us something.
Because
she just told us that she's slept.
Don't even repeat it.
Basically, the girlfriend was working in Saudi Arabia, and when it was her birthday, my children's dad's girlfriend. But anyway, so when it was her birthday, she was at work in Saudi Arabia. He put up this lovely little whatever on Snapchat and whatever. But that night he took me on a date.
All right then.
He took me on a date. He took me to the theatre in the Queen's box or the Queen's whatever to watch. Was it Les Miserables or
Les Miserables?
Yeah.
Okay, he's got a bit of
outside.
No, it weren't that one. It was the Phantom of the Opera.
Okay.
Watched. And I fucked him on her birthday after he took me on a date on her birthday. And
she said,
were you getting kicked out of it because it was her birthday?
I was.
Well, at the end of the day, she came to not ruin your family, but
she did.
But anyway, she freed you though. It's like she freed you.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, more than the fact that she ruined my relationship, or she didn't ruin my relationship. He done that. But what she played a big part in was like the demise of the relationship between him and his children.
I was gonna
say, that's not cool.
Yeah. And so at that point, that was the last time I slept with him. Because then, you see, after that, I realised that, I don't even like you like that no more. And I am literally only doing this because this is what you lot was doing to me. Do you know what I mean? So it's like at that point, I disengaged from everything. Yeah. So then, I think her birthday's in like September, October. So they was getting engaged. I think they got engaged after I slept with him. They got engaged. Yeah. But with that being said, when I went to, there was 1 year, I went and spent like 6 weeks in Atlanta, and then I went to Christmas. And then when I come back for Christmas, I went to Jamaica. Then literally, as I come off the airplane, this guy was trying to force me to the registry office to marry him.
Is he Muslim?
No, he's a pastor. Anyway.
Oh my God! I was waiting for it to drop this bomb, you know. I've been waiting.
At that point, he wasn't a pastor. At that point, I don't know the Trapper of the Year. But anyway, I couldn't marry him because at that point I'd had so much freedom, and I thought to myself, no, this is entrapment. I don't want to be under your thumb no more. Yeah, I don't want to be looking like an old lady stressed out. Yeah, I want to be out there living my best life, batty out a door.
Scared him.
No, I need to know science behind though why men like to crush women. Not all men, like why some men actually like to crush women. Why do they enjoy tearing down self-esteem?
She said it under the
terrible, man.
Like it's all about control.
Terrible.
It's all about
fragile
control.
masculinity, because why can't your woman grow and flourish and you be happy? Why do you need to minimize her to make her this big?
When I was with the man, he would pay for everything. He would buy the kids designer. He would buy me designer. He'd take me to 5-star restaurants, 5-star hotels, 5-star holidays, like everything, yeah? As soon as the man couldn't get front no more, he wanted to give me £100 a month for 2 kids. £12.50 per week per child for 2 kids, yeah?
Can I ask you something though? When you told her the birthday, you said you messaged her, you let her know that happened on her birthday. What happened?
She changed her number. She changed her number and went back to her relationship.
You bullied the girl for her phone line. Oh my God.
So anyway, the following year, I don't know, they got engaged around that
This
time
life is
after that
crazy, you
happened.
know?
And the following year, they was having their engagement party in August. And before, a couple of weeks before his engagement party, he asked me if I'd go meet him to speak about the kids.
Okay.
And I went and met him. He didn't really talk about the kids. The whole conversation consisted of, I love you, I'm sorry. If you take me back, I'll walk away from everything. Even though I could potentially hurt a lot of people, Like, bro, I said to him,
That's
like,
a lot
nah,
mentally to deal with, man.
you broke me down for this. This is what you wanted. Like, go and have it, enjoy it, be happy. Yeah, because I knew at that point that my biggest revenge was to let you two be together. Do you understand? Yeah, but then it's like, because I didn't want him anymore, it's like he started being so spiteful to me. It's like, I know I was a bit spiteful, but he was so spiteful. Like, considering how they got together, like the dynamics of their relationship, like even when he brought my kids to go and meet her, yeah, there wasn't even a conversation. There wasn't even a discussion. Like, I hadn't even met her. Like, do you know what I mean? So what you've done is you've taken my kids. You're not even allowed, because you're so violent, you're so abusive, you're so fucked up in your head. You're not even allowed unsupervised contact with your children. So how it was every other weekend, him and his mum would pick the kids up from school on Friday and they would bring them back to school on the Monday.
Yeah.
No problems. They loved it. They would do things at the weekend. They go cinema, bowling. They went to France. They'd go shopping. They go to the park. Like, they loved spending that time with their family.
Yeah.
As soon as this girl's working thing was done in Saudi Arabia, the day she come back here into the country, it was his mum's birthday. Yeah. And this is when things started deteriorating. Yeah, it was his mum's birthday. Prior to that, I'd called the mum and I'd said, like, oh, when it's your birthday, it's going to be my weekend to have the kids. Like, do you want to swap so that you can see them? Yeah. She was like, no, my brother's just died. It's still the mourning period. I'm not going to be celebrating, so we'll just leave it as it is. Anyway, so she's come back from Saudi Arabia. The same day, it's his godmother's mum's birthday. So they've had a party for the mum and everybody's gone to that party. So the following, like, obviously the girl included. So the following weekend after that, when the kids have gone back, he's come and picked up the kids from the school with the girl. No mum, no discussion, no nothing, yeah? He has taken them away for the weekend to go and spend with her family, yeah? And whilst they was away, when my children come back, they said, Mummy, you're horrible, you're mean. What? Why didn't you let us go to the party? They were showing us all the pictures and they said that you wouldn't let us come. I didn't believe it. So now what are you doing? Not only have you disrespected me, you and this girl's trying to now turn my kids against me by feeding them with lies.
Lies, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Do you know what else he done on that weekend? He was telling my kids to tell the stranger that he's just met to call their mum.
He's doing too much.
This is bringing us onto topics, bruv.
So, with that being said, yeah, it's like, you want me to beat someone's ass, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what
it's aggravating you. That's what it is.
That's what it is. You're
it's
trying
antagonising.
To but it's because I'm leaving you alone and I'm not causing you no problems.
You want drama.
You like the drama. You like the drama. You want a reaction out of me. You want to know that I care. Bro, this guy has done so many things, yeah? When he was doing all these things, I just didn't even give him a reaction. Alright, cool, that's what you're doing. That's what it is, isn't it? Whatever. I don't like it. I don't understand it, but that's life, innit?
When is it okay for the children to refer to their step parent as maybe mum?
I don't think it should be forced. I don't think they should be
like.
I
think it should be if that's what the child's comfortable with.
And they have an inclination to do it. I prefer if it didn't happen at all, to be honest, because I gave birth. Me and a mother.
Do you understand?
I prefer, but don't force them. Like, oh, you should call so and so dad, or you should call so and so mum.
Yeah.
Nah. So anyway, up until the engagement party, the kids, they went to the engagement party, and when they was at the engagement party, everybody was saying, "Who are these kids?
What?
Who are these kids?" They knew he had a daughter, but they were saying, "Who's this little boy?" And then my daughter, who was like 7 at the time, saying, "This is my brother Zayn." And she was like, "Well, how old is he?" And then when she's saying how old she is, but you lot are saying that this is how long you lot have been in a relationship for.
Oh, the math's not mathing.
Then they're saying, I knew he had 1 kid. I didn't even know he had 2 kids. Like,
so they've been lying to her family and friends or whatever.
Do you understand? All right, cool. That's all right. After the engagement party, when I said to him, "Yep, go live your life. Kudos to you."
Yeah.
He didn't even want to give me the £100 a month anymore.
Not the £100 a month. But you know what? It's all financial control, I find, when they're late paying or arguing about the money.
I said this before.
The £100's not life-changing. It's not life-changing.
Because he can't control me, you're going to control my finances. Because now you're going from buying your kids Gucci and Burberry to buying them Primark. Who are you hurting? You're not hurting me. Like, bro, so it's
But don't they think, what's the impact on the kids? Like, is my child not going to know and grow up and realise?
So he wasn't giving me money now. So instead of me trying to, like, because before, I will bully people. I will go and kick off your door. I will take your money. Don't play with me. Yeah? Yeah, you don't give me money. Bro, I will boot off your door. I will find your re-up and I will fucking take it. I done it. I did do that. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
She said, I'm going to get this.
By any means necessary.
I said, it was me! It was me!
Wait, you ran up on the trap house?
I didn't steal it, I robbed it!
Oh my gosh. I'm having flashbacks to Top Boy when they went to the trap house to get the money. Oh my gosh. Were you not scared? What if they were in there? The shooters were in there?
No, it was his house. It was his house. But the thing is, I know him so well that I knew exactly where to look for his money. Do you know
So you
what
take
I
all
mean?
of it? Do you leave some?
I trashed his house, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And after I trashed his house, he had a coffee table, glass coffee table, and I kicked it over. And after I kicked it over, I looked at all the money in my hands and I saw a £5 note. So I just dropped the £5 note on top of the fucking coffee table and I said, yeah, I have that.
So I can't imagine things went well after that then. Did he keep on seeing the children?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing he wanted back was his camera.
You keep the cash. Just give me my camera.
No. By the time he wanted the cash back, it was spent.
So you said the girl, yeah, she contributed to the demise of his relationship with his children.
Mm-hmm.
How?
All right. She, like, okay, when my kids would go there, they'd come back and they'd say things like, Mummy, like, we feel like because she don't like you, she takes it out on us because we remind her of you. Yeah, one night, yeah, they was eating a bowl of seeds or something. I don't know. Yeah, some healthy
alternative parenting.
Yeah. And my son, he's a really, really fussy eater. He didn't want to eat the seeds, innit? So they said to me that how she snatched the bowl away from him and said, give me back my food and go to your bed hungry. Like, whose kid are you talking to? Yeah, because you see my kid, yeah, you can give him, like, my kid's such a fussy eater. At this point in life, if I made spaghetti bolognese, he would just want the spaghetti. He wouldn't want the bolognese. So you could have literally boiled pasta and given him boiled pasta and he would have been happy. Yeah. But you're telling my kid, give me back my food and go to your bed hungry. I tell you, yeah, this is like 2019, October. I was going away for like 5 days. And the plan was he was supposed to have the kids because he didn't give me money. But what I would give him was he would always have the kids. He would always have the kids. Yeah. And so I was going away. He'd agreed to have the kids. The day before I was leaving, he messaged my daughter and he said to my daughter, your mum doesn't have any business travelling. I'm not looking after you lot no more.
Why put it on your daughter though?
Do you understand?
It's big people business. So, why is she having to deal with that?
Listen to how toxic this story is, yeah? So I'm in my mum's house now. Mum, second generation Jamaican, big mouth, annoying, whatever, yeah? I'm saying, Mum, you're going to have the kids because their dad's saying that they're not having them no more. I ain't got time to be looking after no pitney. They got a father. I ain't doing no school run. Like, you don't move like that when you've got eyes watching you, innit? Because now these little people are crying, saying they don't want to stay here. They want their dad. Now they're crying for their dad.
And the thing is, sometimes the old generation, they'll say things and not think about how it impacts the kids. There's a thing of guilt trip, and it's like, no, she can hear you. Don't make her feel like she's a bird or this, like the other. Sound willing. Don't put it on my child.
So my mum's like, you better take them down to their father. Right, cool. Because I know these people are actors and they like to say they're scared of me. Yeah. I got in the car with the 2 kids and my little sister, driven to his mum's house, yeah. They've jumped out the car. They're on the doorstep, knocking the door. The kids have turned around and they've seen their nan in her car watching them knock the door. Yeah. So my son's walked over to the car, put his hand on the door to open it. She's told him to move from the car and she floored it. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, cool. Driven to his house. The house is in darkness. Yeah. So I drove to his mother-in-law's house. Yeah,
Huh?
because
The girl.
at this point, they're married. At this point, they're married now. So I've driven to the mother-in-law's house, yeah? She lives like 2 roads away from my auntie. So I've dropped them off and I've gone to my auntie's house to wait for my sister. Sister jumped out of the kids, knocked on the door. And she's like, your kids are crying for you, Zayn. And then Zayn hasn't even come outside. He's gone to the bathroom window and he said to them, move from this door because I've called the police. Yeah? So at that point, the reason why
It's making my head hurt, guys.
The reason why I say she played a part in the demise is because her herself, she's just had a baby. Yeah, what woman sits there while her husband calls the police on his children?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Don't you say, open up the door, bring them inside, let them meet their little sister.
Yeah.
And those are her stepchildren. You've married him. You take what
understand?
comes with him. When she went for him, he had the 2 children.
Do you understand? So they called the police on my kids, and that's gonna stay with my kids forever. That the first time the police was ever called on them was by their own dad.
Why?
Yeah, you see, my daughter, like my mum, again, old school Jamaican, whatever. She will put it all onto me. You should make them see their dad. You should make them see their dad. But bro, they are children. Why is it on me? These people are adults. Do you understand? Right now, I've got a 12-year-old who feels that her dad don't love her, who feels that her dad has replaced her with 2 other kids. Why am I putting her onto anybody? If they didn't want her to feel like that, they would do more about it. There's no relationship there. Last year, the last time they saw them was last year. And what happened was they've had this baby. They've had a baby, and they've got another baby. This baby's like 1. And I don't know what's so special about this baby, why this baby needs to be potty trained at 1, running around with no nappy at 1. The baby's apparently pissed all over the bed and the pillows that my kids were supposed to sleep on. And my daughter said that she don't want to sleep in the bed because the baby's pissed on it. And apparently the dad held her down and boxed her up in her face. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, so that was the last time he saw my kids, yeah? You see, before that happened, I tried to talk to his mum about it. Yeah, his mum disregarded everything, said that my daughter is a liar. Do
you think the mum's in denial, or do you think she knows that he's a bit tapped, or do you think she's in denial?
I'm gonna tell you what it is. Yeah, you see her. I feel like she's working for his forgiveness because she snaked him, and she gave me the drop on their wedding, innit? And then I told him that, it was your mum that gave me the drop. Did
you turn up at the wedding?
Yeah.
And done what? What did you do at the wedding?
You know me.
Guys, I can't take it.
No, what at the wedding? Oh, you ain't told me this one. Okay, offline. We'll take it off air.
I think I've told you still.
Like, I would have remembered this.
I ended up smoking everything. I literally ended up smoking everything.
Mercy. You know, weddings are expensive, you know.
Bro, I don't care. Because who tells you...
When you say smoking, what do you mean?
Who tells you to stop contributing financially to the upbringing of your children to get married? If you can't afford to do both, then bro, don't get married. Support your kids. Yeah, our daughter had a school trip that cost £350, yeah? I paid my half. Yeah, his half was due the day before the wedding. His brother told him, if you do not pay your half, be ready for embarrassment.
So his brother knew what's up, but for some reason he didn't know what's up.
He knew what's up.
This is why I get annoyed now, or I get suspicious whenever a guy's like, or someone's called the bitter baby mum. Is she actually bitter, or are you just taking the piss and she's reacting to it? Like, bitter baby mum, I'm sorry, I don't know, maybe some women are just crazy, but I feel like whenever a woman acts mad, there's a trigger point, and sometimes men like to ignore that fact. Like, I always call it cause and effect. They're like, you done this, but if you didn't do that, then I wouldn't have done this, we wouldn't be here.
Because you know what, it's not me, the fact saying, I don't want you to get married to this girl. Bro, I don't want you. You've lost several screws out of your fucking toolbox. Yeah?
You
don't even look good again, fam. Like, I'm happy
but pay for your child's
you
things.
to be together, innit? But help to, if you're getting married, if you've got the money to get married, have the money for your kids, innit? But then I later found out that he stole the money to get married.
Oh gosh, the plot thick. Okay, on to the next topic. All right, cool, yeah. So guys, real quickly, online, so I don't know, did you see the thing about Black China, Rob and Tyler?
I didn't understand it.
You didn't?
No.
So she had to basically...
I don't understand why she had to give up her car.
She's saying she had to give up her car to basically, because she's giving up her car.
I can't yet. I can't. I'm stuck.
Keep joking. Let me explain this.
She wants to know.
I want to know off air.
I'll tell you this thing, yeah? You see, every single year, when it's their wedding anniversary, all they're going to remember is how her mum got punched up in her face.
Not on my wedding day. Not on my wedding day.
So basically, guys, Black China.
Please.
We cannot. Are you incriminating yourself right now?
But
Bro, the police already gone, whatever. I don't listen.
Oh my god.
But I just want. Sorry, it's just that when the step parent, so your child's father's moved on, got a new person, mistreating the child. And you've decided now that you're going to protect your children, and I think that's important. Like, just to draw that point out.
Yeah, because you see, for me, for me, my mum and my aunties, they will always be onto me. You should send your kids down there. So you see what I said about him holding her down, boxing her up in the face. Yeah? I spoke to the grandma. The grandma was very dismissive, called my kid a liar, and that really hurt me.
Yeah,
that really hurt me because I see my daughter hurting, fam, and I'm the only person that stands up for her. Nobody else wants to stand up for her. Yeah. And then it's like, even at that point, yeah, I said to them, yeah, I said to the grandma, my children has expressed to me that all they want is to spend a little bit of time with their dad away from that girl. Yeah? I said, would it not be possible if you could even have them, maybe even just one weekend out of the month, so that they can still maintain that bond with their family? Their grandmother told me. Their grandmother told me, yeah, that how she isn't prepared to do that, how they've got a dad. I said to her, yeah, but you have your daughter's son every single week so that she can go to work. She told me, yeah, her daughter is a single mother with no support, and I shouldn't compare myself to her daughter.
Oh, bloody hell.
And at that point, I said, you know what? Fuck all of you lot. Because I'm here, I am trying. I'm still trying to have some kind of bond for you and the kids, but none of you lot want to meet me in the middle. All you lot are doing is hurting my kids, triggering me in the process. This is unhealthy. So you see, at that point, when I cut contact, yeah, that's what I believe is breaking generational curses. I'm not showing my kids that you have to go around these people, even though they don't treat you good, even though they don't make you feel good, even though you, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to, innit? But then my mum and that, they'll be like, no, send them to their family. And for me, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because, you know what? Nobody helps me with my kids. Nobody helps me financially, emotionally, psychologically. Like, when my granddad died, yeah, and my whole family went to Jamaica for 2 months, and I had 2 kids, I had a business, I had all these things on my back. Nobody in his family even called up my phone and said, do you need any help with the kids? Do you even need me to take them for 2 days so you can have some time? Nothing. So what do I need these people for? Absolutely. Like, at the end of the day, why are we always running after them? You lot are big people. These are little kids.
I think it's important to mention as well, though, like, having kids with... You're not just having kids with that man. You're also having the kids with the family as well. And it's really, I know obviously you had been together for ages and a long relationship. You can never really know people, but I just think it's so important, like, just looking at family dynamics, observing how the man interacts with his mother, that whole connection, father to daughter, all of that, because ultimately, if, like you said, if something happens, they're going to be looking after your kid. Do you want them to be with someone who's spiteful, who's going to be actually looking after them and caring for them? And if
you're listening, you're an adult, don't be spiteful to kids.
This is my next
behaviour.
point.
No, but can I just say, and also, even if, like, your son or your daughter has issues with the baby mum or the baby father, or whoever they have, I feel like the children should never ever be brought into the mix. Like, no grandmother should have any malice towards the grandchild, or they should never feel untoward because it's come from that woman and I don't like her, so I'm going to treat the grandchildren in that way. At the end of the day, children are very innocent in every single situation, and they had nothing to do with your relationships or your actions that you've taken, because from your perspective, you're just defending your children and you're acting on motherly instinct, whether it be very passionate or whatever. You're doing what you need to do as very passionate. We ain't going to say aggressive black woman, but very passionate. Don't pay her any mind, guys. But yeah, so
we're a disclaimer in case the woman sees this episode. It might be very triggering.
Fuck your mum. Sorry.
Lord have mercy.
But you know what? I get why you feel that way. I understand why you feel that way.
I'll tell you something else, yeah? My kids haven't had contact with their family in about just over a year.
But hold on, have they? Do they have their dad's number? So say your oldest daughter, she wanted to contact him. Can she do it if she wants to?
Wait. Yeah, his dad died in February. Yeah, and then since his dad died in February, now we're having contact from people. Now people want people's grandkids to be coming. Now they remember they have grandkids when they want to put on a show and a facade to make it look like to their African congregation that we are unified. And really, you don't even check for these kids. Yeah, in September when they needed school uniform and we asked you for school uniform, you didn't want to contribute.
I don't understand it, you know.
But
it's
as soon as
mind-blowing for me.
somebody's dropped down dead, you don't want to be sending outfits to wear to funerals. That don't make no sense.
Honestly,
anyway,
I don't get it. I don't get.
The dad hasn't seen the kids yet for about over a year. They saw the kids at the funeral because I allowed them to go. Yeah, my daughter did not even want to read the poem. Yeah,
they took part.
Yeah, I said to her, like, please, like, can you just do it? Like, he's died, innit? Like, just do it, innit? It's the last thing you can do for him. She's like, I don't care. What's he ever done for me?
That's it.
I said, I hear that. I said, but please, can you just do it for your family? She said, what did they ever do for me?
The children don't stay young forever and they remember things.
I said, can you do it for me then? She done it for me. You understand, yeah? When they was at the funeral, I got the reports, yeah? I don't know about nobody else's Jamaican families, but you see my family, they're rank. They say it how they see it. And that is that, yeah? Apparently the girl looks miserable. She looks stressed out. She looks like an old woman. Apparently my grandma's got better swag than her. Look at the smile. But then when after the burial part, apparently the dad couldn't even hang around to spend any time with his kids, even though he ain't seen his kids for a year. He had to run off to church.
Maybe he's detached from the children for some reason.
So anyway, he's moved to Northampton. He moved to Northampton like 2 days ago. And my mum's always trying to appeal to my conscience. Oh, just call their nan and see if their nan wants to have them. So, all right, I reached out to her. Not even them, just my youngest, because my daughter don't want to go around them. She don't want nothing to do with them. I said, oh, like...
He's got to live with that now.
I said, like, my youngest, like, would really like to spend some time with you. Like, could he come and stay with you? Considering you ain't seen your grandkids in over a year, you'd think you jump at the chance. She said to me, oh, I have to get back to you. Now I've gone back to my mum. Why the fuck are you making me call these people and beg them?
It's humiliating, though, isn't it? You don't want to have to do that.
My kids when they're not fucking interested. I keep on telling you this. Yeah. All right, cool. After that conversation, my mum's called me back. Oh, you know the dad's moved to Northampton. Why don't you let him go and stay down there with them in Northampton for a little while? I said, excuse me. I said, if you lot are saying that the girl looks miserable, she looks stressed out, she's this way inclined, she's that way inclined, she don't like me. Yeah, you want me to send my kid all the way to Northampton where this man ain't even going to be looking after him. He's going to be leaving my kid with this woman who's going to be taking out all her frustrations on him. Are you crazy? Like, yeah, no, I'm not on it. Yeah, because right now my kids are cool. They're happy, you know?
Yeah, I hear that. But you know, basically the Gerbo, what's his name?
Gerbo.
I said Gerbo. Guys. And Tyna and Ari situation was basically Ari's gone online. I didn't even look into it too deep here, but she went online. She played a recording where someone, I think it was G Herbo, speaking to the son, or it might have been somebody else. And then the son has basically come out and said that Tyna is not nice to him. She's done this, she's done that. Basically saying all of these things. And then she's obviously pissed.
So that's the stepmom. Tyna's the baby.
Yeah, the stepmom, step-parent. And then she's pregnant now, and she's got a child. And then everyone was like up in arms, like going back and forth online, and it was just wild, yeah. But they were talking about like how step-parents should they be disciplining, or should they, like, what should the mum do? How do you step in if you know someone's mistreating your child? Like, what do you actually do in that?
The biological parents shouldn't let it slide. How can you let someone
They shouldn't.
dish your child like that or mistreat your child if you know your child feels they're being treated some type of way? That's not okay. And I feel like people becoming step parents, you need to know what you're getting into. You can't go into it because you love the person and then mistreat their children. Then do you love them because their children are an extension of them? You can't pick and choose what works because these children, they exist.
But this is the thing as well, because the last time my kids was with their dad and his wife or whatever, they've got this new baby. This is like the second time my kids meeting their sister, because when the little girl was born, and you should have allowed all the kids to bond together, you called the police on them. Yeah, apparently the little girl was spitting things up out her mouth, things are coming out of her arse. Apparently the girl was telling my kids to pick the shit up off the floor. Yeah, and my daughter didn't want to do it. Yeah, my son didn't want to do it, and apparently the girl said, well, if you don't do it, I'm gonna make your dad make you do it. Then she called the dad.
Giving wicked stepmother.
She called the dad and made the dad make them do it.
Children are so like defenseless. So any adult picking on a child, pick on someone your own damn size. Don't pick on a child.
She knows that she can't. So
don't do it to my children either.
This is why my daughter will say like, "Right, I feel like my daughter, I don't want to go there because I feel like because they don't like you, they take it out on us." Because
that's not fair. And do you know what? Human, maybe that's stuff like a natural human reaction, like they got resentment or they actually she might not actually like the fact that he had a life before her and there are children before, so they've got that resentment. Even at Taina, with the allegations, I weren't there, but I wouldn't be surprised because she's pregnant, heavily pregnant. She's got under 1 year old. Then she could have someone else's toddler, even if her fiance's toddler. It's Ari's toddler. I don't know, pulling her hair, climbing on her. She probably was like, you little brat, being mean or something. Yeah.
But it's like they're kids though. You don't be like, for me, personally, when it's other people's kids, I'm extra nice.
You have to be though, because you don't know what that kid's gonna go back with and say 100%.
Extra nice. Even when the kid's pissing me off, fam. Like, I will just try and palm it onto somebody else. But it's like, you have to be extra nice to people's kids, fam, because they're not your kids. You have to be mindful of how you're treating people's kids.
And they're going to remember. They're going to grow up and they're going to remember.
And this is what my daughter said as well. My daughter said that, well, like, she can't wait until she's big so she can beat her up.
Can you imagine?
I said, don't worry, baby.
Your daughter's festering that from now for the stepmom ready to come. Nah.
I said, don't worry. I said, I'll stand there.
No, adults need to think more about the consequence of their actions.
Absolutely.
You can't just be doing anything or treat anyone anyhow, even if it's a child, because the consequences, they will come. It might be, say, it happens sometimes, like a celeb, someone will become famous, like a singer or footballer. Next minute, their dad who didn't check for them's coming out of the woodwork. Oh, my child. No.
I do say though, like, I think you've really exhausted everything with this family, because I would have cut them off. Like, it doesn't, I think, family shouldn't define the fact that you maintain a relationship just because we're...
You see from this family, they've given me PTSD. I've really been diagnosed with PTSD. They've given me PTSD, and it's that, you see, when I say generational curses, I don't think my immediate family understand that. And it's like, I try to cut them off. Bro, if I tell you how many times I've gone into my mum's phone and blocked every motherfucker and deleted their numbers. Why does this woman still have their numbers? How does she get it again?
She wants the kids to know their dad's side. That's her thing, innit? But you're thing. Like, at what cost?
Do you understand? Yeah. Do you understand? And it's like, you see, like, with me, like, sometimes that they will trigger me to the point where I'll be so traumatized, and I'll be that my mum doesn't want to hear what I'm saying. She doesn't want to understand what I'm saying. And I'm saying to my mum, like, saying to my mum, like, why does my kids seeing their family have to have such a strain on the relationship that I have with my own family? Why does them seeing their family affect the way how my family see me or the way how my family treat me? Like, do you know what I mean? My family, they watch these people do so many things to me over and over and over again. And then you're going to sit there and say, but God's forgiven them. Are you all right? Or are you smoking crack?
It's traumatic for you, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? Like,
It's a lot.
Even my 11-year-old, my 11-year-old, my mum would say to me, oh, you need to grow up, I was so shocked, and I was so amazed at how intelligent and how wise my 11-year-old is. She actually stood up for me. She was like, Nanny, she was like, first of all, she's like, you need to stop telling my mum to grow up. She was like, because what my mum is demonstrating is trauma. She said, you do not know what my mum has been through, and that trauma will stay with her for the rest of her life. It's like, I don't understand how the 11-year-old can get it, but the 55-year-old woman can't.
It's just different generation. I think they've done things differently.
Yeah.
They'll just put up with anything, whereas now, and we're more like, nah, we walk away from things. Blood, whatever. It's like, we're not going to have it. It's different.
I'm not by force at
because at the end of the day, don't, and then do you know what makes it even worse as well? Yeah, it's like, he's a pastor. What man of God treats his own flesh and blood this way? Like, why are they chasing you? You're the one that's got a car. You're the one that's got a license. They've just about got a zip card. Why are they chasing you?
I don't think a child should ever have to be in the position where they have to reach out to their parent. Like, if that parent, and like, it's sad, but obviously the older the children get, obviously either they become more inquisitive and they want to know that side of family, or they just disassociate themselves and say, I don't actually want to see him, I don't want to have contact, even if there's an order in place that says that they have to have contact. The child is saying to their mum or their dad, I don't want to have contact, I don't want to be involved, I don't want to whatever. But I want to flip it though. I want to flip it because Black China's one. Going back to that, I haven't finished the story. Black China,
you, of course.
This one was basically saying that she had to sell her 2 cars.
Yeah, but for what? I didn't understand.
She's saying she's a single mum and she had to sell her 2 cars, basically to give her children a better life.
But don't she have her kids 3 days a week?
Okay, so the dads then jumped into the comments, yeah, and it was wild because this is what everyone was like, oh, no, this is absolutely crazy. Rob and then Tiger jump into the comments and say, okay, but I pay, let's say, 45k for them to go to school, and I have them Monday to Friday, blah, blah, blah.
No, one was like Monday to Saturday.
Yeah, one was Monday to Saturday, and then the other was
different, isn't it?
So literally, they have basically full custody, basically, and she's it's the
saying,
thing.
I'm a single mum, but she was trying to say, I'm a single mother.
Yeah. So I think
is she not a single mum then?
I wouldn't.
Bro,
no,
she's
a co-parent. She's a co-parent. I wouldn't. The thing is, I want to distinguish it. I wouldn't call her. I wouldn't even say she's a single mom. She's not a single parent. Because there are 2 parents.
She's a dad.
Nah, but this is the single parent thing though. It gets annoying though, because sometimes it's like people be like, well, if the dad has the child one day, then are you really a single parent? I disagree. Yes, the person's a single parent. Like the guys are single dads. They're single dads. Robin told you, call them single dads.
No.
Yeah,
why?
Because he has the kid the majority of the time.
I would. Do you know what? Yeah, I think the term single is based on the status of your relationship rather than you just being on your own.
No, I apply it to parenting as well. I do.
Do you?
Yeah, for me it comes down to who's doing the load with the child. So if I'm doing it 5 to 6 days a week, I'm a single. I'll call myself a single mother. And no one's gonna be like, oh, because of her 48 hours or 24 hours, you're not. No, yes, I am, because this day, it's me doing it singly. There's no sharing of labour, of care. But then that one person's doing it.
With Black China's situation, then what's that called?
I don't know. The
dads
are definitely single dads.
Is she a single parent?
No,
still?
she's a dad.
Well, maybe for her one day she isn't it.
No, she's a dad.
No, but she still has them. Let's say that 1 or 2 days a week, and they still have rooms in her yard. So is she a single parent?
I guess to her she isn't it. Well, she says she is.
But it's very subjective.
But when you hear it, the term's usually used for the person who does most of the load, isn't it? So because she doesn't, hearing her use it's like,
really?
You have this for 24 hours.
Even with dads, dads are just called dads. Whether they're present, whether they're not present, the only time you really hear single dad is when that dad has got custody of that child.
And they're with them 24/7.
But
I feel like
I'll say she's a dad.
You say she's... Okay, so
it's
what
true.
about
What
the
she's
dads?
doing is what dads usually do.
Do you understand?
Yeah, literally.
But
so
she's
that's
getting
why
dragged
everyone
for it.
was. She was getting dragged. Dads don't get dragged, but she got dragged through the dirt, the mud, the everything.
I saw it was coming to Friday. The day's nearly coming for Black China to have her kids. But what if though? What if she's got? I've heard she's got like a drug addiction. But what if she's not well enough to have her kids all the time?
Absolutely.
And it's actually in their interest to be with their dad more because of the system,
that's
the support system.
Because at the end of the day, if you love your kids that much, you wouldn't be a drug addict.
Yeah, but once people are addicted in it, it's like a fight. They would try for years to get off stuff.
Bro. People know drugs are addictive. You all know this.
Or the dads might just feel that the kids are safer and better care with them than with her.
But this is what I'm trying to say to you. You see people who really, really love their kids, even if they are struggling with drug addiction or whatever,
do always say, I'll do it for the kids.
They will do it for their kids, do you understand?
Yeah, they do say that.
She loves herself. She loves attention.
It's the lifestyle, innit?
Yeah.
Being a mum's hard work, she might like turning up. So yeah, okay,
because that's like me. When their dad stopped giving me money, I had to go and work like 2 jobs because I couldn't afford anything anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I love my kids, so instead of me constantly being in arguments with people, constantly disrespecting people, I'm just going to say, do you know what? I'm wise enough to know that you don't trigger my mental health, so I'm going to remove myself from the situation. Until you can respect my children and my boundaries enough, I'm going to remove my children out of the equation, and I'm not going to ask you lot for anything, and I will do whatever it is that I need to do to make sure that my kids don't go without.
Yeah,
it's true. It's very true.
And that's that.
I mean, sorry, the reason why I'm going back to the single bit. The reason why I say I think it's based on your relationship, and your household is a part of it as well. But there are women who are still in relationships. We speak about this all the time, who still do the primary caring. So they're looking after the child, and the dad might just be resting his head there. He might be present in the home, but would they be considered single parents? No.
But factually though, even though they might not be considered it, there are people in relationships who are single mothers. No, when it comes to division of labour, they could feel like a single mum.
I'm a single parent, and regardless of my relationship status, I'm always going to be a single parent, because you know what? Even though their dad is a waste of space, whatever, he is still their dad, innit? Like, no one can take that away from him. It is what it is. He is their biological dad, and I have got too much pride to be having my kids want to be fennicking up on man, talking about, oh, daddy. Oh, no. Boundaries. You lot are my kids. Yeah, because when that man wants to pick up and go like your dad, it's going to be us.
So you would always 100% say you're still a single mother, even if you was in like a settled relationship, moved on, whatever, been together for 10 years, Russell Wilson and all of that stuff.
Russell Wilson would float my boat.
At least you know what you like, innit?
I need a bit of toxicity.
I enjoy toxicity. Are you sure?
I'm joking.
Are you sure?
I'm joking.
Are you sure? Toxicity sounds tiring. But you know what? I do think people, I can't speak for everyone, but I think everyone's a bit toxic, to be honest. There's just levels to it, innit? Everyone's a bit toxic.
Got a little bit of toxicity in
but there's
us.
levels to it, absolutely.
So yeah, for the single dads then, Rob and Tiger, should they get more like props for what they're doing?
No,
man. Women do it every day. Yeah.
Do you understand? That's like me saying, oh, I took my kids to school today and I combed their hair and I made them have a bath and wash their face and brush their teeth. Can I have a medal, please?
I think it's shocking. It's shocking because it's rare. It's rare that a man will be doing that much in like rearing children. But yeah, not right.
They shouldn't get their props for it. No.
Okay, you're being a good parent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. You're being a good parent. You're doing your job. Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. You want praise for doing what you're supposed to do.
No, I want praise for it.
What appreciation? Appreciation.
I want praise as well. I want praise.
Yes, you're
you and your
walking.
significant other.
I want the praise. No, do you know why I say And I was having this conversation before we came and recorded. You've never been a parent before. No one's ever been a parent before. Even no mum's been a mum before. No dad's been a dad before. So I do feel like we deserve our praise, and I do feel like people deserve their props for like doing. Obviously, we're supposed
so does Black
to do
deserve her praise for her one day as well?
Her one day. Well, she's doing what a judge has probably put that in place. There's no way in hell that happens in ordinary life. So a judge has definitely put that arrangement in place. Come on, they got Kris Jenner like as their thing. They've gone to court. They've gone and got orders, whatever. So at the end of the day, 100%, she's doing what she can do given what she's been given.
But I reckon they might have done it to not pay her child support as well. Not necessarily because they want to have the kids, but just like, because they have her the majority of the time, they can literally say like they were saying, "Why am I paying child support?"
But do you know what? She's never ever asked them for child support. She said this before on a thingy with her mum. She said she's never asked none of them for child support.
Multi-millionaire, isn't it?
Yeah, so she's got her own and she's done whatever.
But I've had quite a few of these women say it as a flex, but maybe it's a flex. And I don't know. I've heard like Joy Chavis as well. She doesn't put Bow Wow them on child support.
It is a flex. Like I'm actually doing it on my own.
Okay, but it's also a struggle because they can help too. It's their responsibility. Like on principles.
But what if they are?
But you know what it is?
No, but guys, what if they are actually supporting? They just haven't gone down the legal route to say I'm putting
so
you on child support.
No, I'm not talking about the court aspect, but I feel like men should contribute to their children.
I've got something to say,
And I'll never be like, oh, he doesn't contribute. I do it all by myself. Then he's not doing his job.
You see, when this man stopped giving me the £100 a month.
Stop it.
It's the £100. No, guys, £100 can literally just about get you petrol in your tank.
He couldn't afford to maintain to give me £100 a month and get married. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. But
it's the way she's holding the mic for me.
No, but you know what I don't like is when it comes to child support. Sorry,
I'll let you finish. His mum and auntie told me to put him on child maintenance. Yeah.
That only works if the person's legit.
Listen, I put the man on child maintenance.
How much did you get?
And he was working at the BBC, yeah? When he was working at the BBC, I was entitled to £460 a month, yeah? £460 a month, yeah? Do you know that what this man done was he appealed the decision, Yeah, and it takes 6 weeks to appeal the decision. And in them 6 weeks, he handed in his notice and he went and found another job.
That's
And
how much he didn't want to pay her to help.
Do you know that this
And
was
people
the
do that.
cycle for 3 years?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's real.
And do you know what he said to
It's
me? I had a conversation with him one time. He said to me, like, look, like, he's like, please just take me off child maintenance.
They don't like
and
it.
I'll give you £100 a month.
Really? What can £100 do?
Bro, yeah, I've just seen that you should be giving me £461 a month, almost £500, and do you want me to take you off of child maintenance so you can give me £100 a month?
But this is what women
How
deal
about
with,
how
man.
about we just run up a debt for the next 10 years? How about we do that?
Wowzer.
No, but this is what women are struggling
I've
with.
got another
A man will be
question.
changing jobs to escape it, and then the woman be getting £2. They'll go
Yeah,
on
and then
benefits. The woman be
listen,
getting £2.50 or something.
Listen, right now, he's on benefits and child maintenance. I get £28 a month.
Come on, man.
And with that being said, I haven't even got it from before.
I don't know how people
Christmas.
sleep. Some people sleep at night. I'm being deadly serious. To
And
know
this
you've
is-
got
this
a
is what I
child
said
in the
that this is-
world,
you
and
know
you're
what?
not.
Yeah, the only time I ever had a conversation with this girl, I said to her like, "Raw, like, as a woman, yeah, how are you with a man who does not look after his
It'd
kids?"
be very unattractive to
Yeah.
me.
She goes, "Oh, but you don't know what demons he's fighting right now." I said, "Yeah, but that car that you pulled up in on your wedding day, that was very extravagant." I said, "Who paid for your wedding?" Here the girl to me. "None of your business. It was my wedding, not yours."
Is she wrong?
Was she wrong?
Is she wrong? Is she telling the truth?
What?
Is she telling the truth or is she wrong? It was
What,
her wedding, innit?
It
She's
was
like,
her
why are you
wedding.
asking?
It was her wedding, but you know what? My kids have been going without
Yeah,
for
it's
you to
true.
have this wedding. Yeah, so this is our business. Do you understand? Yeah, but you see that mouth there talking about none of your business. That's why you
That's
just got
annoying me,
body
the
slammed and
rudeness.
kicked in your face.
It's the rudeness that I can't take.
Oh, wait. But, okay, so dads who then are involved, yeah, and they have their children a share of the time. It could be weekends. It could be Thursday to Sunday, whatever. Are mums paying them? Are they, like, what's going on
Because
there?
they're saying like China should be paying them
Yeah.
child support, innit?
So should the mums pay then? Because the child's with the
I
parent
think
50-50
I
is
think
equal.
not if it's equal.
Not 50-50,
if it's
then
equal,
no one gets
but if
anything,
you've
innit?
got your kid 1 day a week and for the other 6 days they're with the dad, if their dad wants to put you on child support,
Can, innit?
I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that.
What
Because
about
especially if you're a
Thursday to Sunday?
millionaire,
Well, she had to sell 2 cars, man.
so obviously it's not the math ain't math.
The math's not mathing. The math is not mathing. It's wild. Do you know what? Yeah, it's all techie. I think until A, you're in the situation, like it can get long, and then B, it's like I don't know, man. It's just long. It's just
very long.
very, 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 very long. But in all the mix-up, there are kids involved, and I do think that parents just need to just A, try and keep children out of the mix-up. First of all,
Yes. Keep the children out of it, man. And think about their feelings.
as
please.
well. Is the hay fever kicking in?
I don't know if it's
already?
hay fever. I've been sick for like a few days.
Really?
Yeah.
COVID's still here, you know.
They don't do COVID tests no more, you know.
I know you got to pay for it.
Oh, do they?
You got to
It
pay
could be,
for it.
yeah, I
but
do have hay fever.
Oh, mate, it's just that. Yeah, I don't even know.
Like,
Why-
with me, I'm quite lucky because even though the dad's absent, like I've got like a very close relationship with my brother, and it's like even that I've got a friend. She's like one of my really really good friends, and like she's been with like my cousin for like 15 years. So it's like there are like other guys who my son can look up to and spend time with and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
So that's quite good.
It makes a difference. But I said when we spoke about like dads and that, I said that about myself. Although my dad wasn't there day in day out, because I had my uncles, I didn't.
And you've got so many as well.
I
they're
didn't
also
feel like a lack,
lovely.
and it's similar for you. You always had your
I
uncles.
always
They were
had
there.
my uncles, and this is it as well because it's like even sometimes I feel bad because it's like you see my uncles when they were younger, they might have not always necessarily been nice to their baby mothers and done what's right or done what was correct. So it's like even that their kids have got different experiences. They might say, oh, their dad was this way inclined or that way inclined, but because your dad was never my mum's baby father, but actually my mum's brother, I've got a whole completely different experience. Like they was always there for me. Like even up to this day, I can call my uncle and be like, oh, I need you to help me with X, Y, and Z, and he'll be there.
What we need then is for men to just do good for their kids, no matter what's going on with the mum. Like don't spite the children or the mum for the mum, but don't spite the kid because of what you got going on with the mum. Put the kids first always.
This is what happens. Some people they they can't take their self away from
They need to, man. It's not fair
the
on the kids.
situation, because it's like, like my children's dad, they spat my kids all the time. Last year, they had my kids on Mother's Day weekend, and they went to Sainsbury's, and my son begged his dad to get me a card. He let him get me a card from the clearance. He asked his dad if he could have £2.50 to buy me a mug. His dad point blank refused, and when my son came home, my son was in tears because his dad deprived him of all of these things and made them watch his wife open up all these stuff. And they're sitting there thinking that, but what about my mum? Because it's not about whether or not you like me. Because it's like when you choose to go 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 9 months without seeing them kids, it's me that's making sure that they've got clothes on their back, food in their belly, a roof over their head. Like, if you don't want to respect me or you don't want to like me, you don't have to. But you should appreciate the fact that I am the only reason, I am the only consistent thing that your kids have ever had in their life.
For me, Mother's Day, it's not romantic, so I don't get why. Obviously, people have their vendettas against each other, so why they don't buy the mum something and not with them. But it's not a romantic thing. You're literally just haying up the person to say, yo, thank you for giving me my child and keeping them alive. It's not romantic.
They're not in care. They're not in care.
You ain't got to like me. We ain't got to be together. But I think the relationship status shouldn't determine whether or not you hail up a mother for Mother's Day.
On the flip side, as soon as he got to my mum's house, my mum gave him money to go to a shop to buy me whatever he wanted. And then when he got back from the shop, my brother pulled up, and my brother had like this massive, the hamper things that them people make. And he's like, here you go, this is for your mum. So it's like, all right, cool. Like, you don't want, there's right and there's wrong. What you done to your kid was wrong, but it's okay because there's other people in their life to step up and do what's right. You understand? So it's like, sometimes for me, being a single mum, I don't concentrate on what we don't have or what we lack. I just appreciate the things and the people that we do have.
Yeah, you have to, because if you deep everything that you've been through on a daily basis, you'd be there rocking like this, literally going mad. If you're thinking everything you've been through, it'd be like, woe is me, oh my gosh. But you literally just have to keep going, like, just make sure the kids are straight, look after yourself, and your glow up is, you said, your best revenge, because you're just living your life freely.
100%. I ain't got no man cheating on me with girls in the congregation while I'm at home like some 8-year-old woman with these 2 kids, one on each tit.
The thing is, you know what, I do feel like people find it hard after a breakup and there's kids involved. People do find it hard to disassociate their feelings, like in terms of the relationship aspect from the kids, because you're like, they'll put you in like a bag, like you all come together as one. So if I can't have your mum or if I can't have your dad, then I don't want you guys. I want nothing to do with you. Like, even though they're half of you, or even though they're, the half of the mum or half of the dad, they're saying, I don't want nothing to do with you guys. And that's probably, I don't know, where 100%. It kind of stems from. Like, humans, it's hard to like disassociate and just say, okay, cool. I think it takes a lot of time and it takes maturity and it takes you saying, actually, you know what, we didn't work out. It is what it is at this point. I've moved on, you've moved on, but we've got lovely children together. Like, let's do the best by our children. Yeah. And I have to say, though, I've got my uncle and my aunt, they've managed to do this. They broke up years and years and years ago. But my uncle can always step foot into my aunt's and her husband's house. There's no issues there. Like, we can all vibe together. We can literally,
and nobody, you're at peace with your feelings.
Absolutely.
But you know what? That's what I always used to say to him. I used to say to him, like, bro, like, I actually used to bare my heart to him. And I used to say to him, like, bro, like, it doesn't matter that we haven't worked out. Like, we're still family. The fact that we have kids together, that makes us family. Like, you're my family. Like, I don't understand why you treat me like this, because we don't have to be together. Like, we could be like distant cousins. Do you know what I mean?
Not the cousins,
but just get along.
We could be like distant cousins, because at the end of the day, we are tied together for life by these children. So it's like, it doesn't have to be like this. But you see, for him, I think maybe I broke his heart, innit? Maybe he can't get over that. Like, because I don't know what it is, because it's like, me, even though you're with the girl who you had an affair with, like, that doesn't bother me. Like, I'm happy for you guys. Like, you don't want to take my son to get me something for Mother's Day, but prior to that, I took my kids to get you and your wife engagement day presents. Like, I don't understand. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not even because, the only reason why I done it was because at that point, she was being nice to them and they said that they liked her and that's what they wanted to do. So if that's what my kids want to do, I'm happy to do that for them. Like, do you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't understand why it's like
one-sided.
Do you understand? And it's like, it's always
yeah.
one-sided on my part. So it's like, I just keep on thinking to myself, as much as everybody says, oh, it's not about me, it's about the kids. Bro, it's not about them. Why are we always giving them everything on the plate? And as much as you say, yeah, it's not about me, I want to touch on this, yeah, because you see when they say, oh, it's not about the mother, to some extent it is, yeah, because how can that mother, you've left your kids with this woman needs to be at her best, like emotionally and psychologically, so that she can be her best for your children. So as much as you say it's not about the mother, to some extent it is. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So if the mum is good, we've touched on it before. If the mum's good, the kids are good.
Do you understand?
Like, she's able to be the best mum that she can be, and your children will 100% looked after. If your mum's like knocked down, depressed, like
struggling financially, stressing out,
it all has an impact on the children. Yeah, so
but I just wish as adults, everyone was more mature, would think about the bigger picture.
We hope,
and the little humans that are involved
but then
to
this
become
is
adults.
Because you see, the only thing that gives me comfort, is because I'm not really a judgmental person, but you see him, he's turned his life to Christ. Everything's about Christ. Everything's about God. The thing that brings me comfort is it's your God, that you love so much that you're gonna have to answer to. Absolutely. Not me, not your kids, not no one. It's that God that you are now spending your life serving. He's the one who you're gonna have to answer to. And that's the only thing that brings me comfort.
Literally.
We pray that the Spirit moves.
Amen.
We done.
That was a lot to unpack, guys.
There was a lot,
There was a lot there, but yeah, big up Aish for coming on.
Big up Aish.
And talking to us and spilling all the tea, the coffee, the Red Bull, the everything.
Innit?
Disclaimer: we don't condone violence. We don't condone anything.
No, but sometimes,
sometimes we cannot say that on air.
Hit people,
because then you have to put our apologies and statements. It's long.
Me, I wouldn't even apologized.
Yeah, I was surprised you apologized. I thought Will Smith was going to stand on it.
I would have stood on that. Still,
he couldn't, because everybody, the Karens, the Sallys, and everyone was like in their feelings, innit? So everyone was like moving like he beat up Jada when he didn't. Like, it was wild. But yeah, Rax's hair spilling juice on herself.
I know. Now I've wet myself.
But yeah, where can we find you, Aish?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at IyshLoveOfficial.
Yes.
Saying what I want, doing what I want. Follow me, I might not follow back.
But yeah, guys, we are Mama Drama Pod on every single platform.
This is 80. Isn't this 80?
This is not. This is part 2, babes.
So it's not going to be called another episode. It's going to be 79 part 2.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. We'll be back with our 80. Can you imagine 80,
Wow.
80 is a big number.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed, share all of that great stuff. Bye.
Bye.